Welcome back to the Completely Pointless Podcast. This is episode 21, and today you got a special treat. You got you a BJ special, alright? You got
Hey, hey,
me, Jeremy, and my fellow compatriot.
Brandon.
Yeah, Nicholas decided he wanted to abandon us today, and that he doesn't love us,
Yep.
and he hates everything that we do, so, it happens, but, uh, so Brandon, I have a tale of intrigue and pain for you.
Oh.
And this it's not that interesting of a story. So as we've established before, I work as an electrician, and the other day I was wiring up lights in the building that we're remodeling, right? So this
Yeah.
just, a basic grid drop ceiling. I put all the lights in, working all the whips together. I have the power's turned on to the building, but I have the switch turned off at the door so that nothing is energized. Um, so I'm up in the ceiling on an 8-foot ladder, working on these lights, my back to the door, when one of the painters comes in, unbeknownst to me, and decides that they want to start flipping switches. So I'm up here on this ladder working this stuff, and I have my gloves on because it's there's power to the building, so I'm gonna be wearing my gloves, duh.
Of course.
But my gloves are not the most the most insulated, I guess you could say. I mean, anything.
Yeah.
It's very hot up in there, so I'm sweating a lot. So my gloves are pretty wet. So already they're all insulation in them is gone just about. And so I'm up there working along, and I don't hear the click, but I'm stripping out the wire, and then I just get shocked, and I like throw my fucking strippers, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I hear I hear some lady behind me going, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Oh my god. And so I'm just like, I'm not an angry or vengeful person. So I'm just like, yeah, no problem. I'm fine. But maybe in the future, don't just start flipping switches in an active construction zone where there's electricians in the building. I think it's
Oh,
just,
it's just a fun surprise.
yeah. I mean, it was just 120, so it's more of a shock. Get it?
It's
Than
just a little
anything
buzz.
else, but it's something that I'm hyper aware of, probably because I'm an electrician. But I
Hmm.
don't just go around turning things on. Like if I'm gonna flip a switch, I know what the switch turns on. I know if it has power. I know if anybody's working on it or not, so that I don't electrocute anybody. Which I mean, is probably a good idea.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. These people just need to, stop trying to kill me.
I mean, but why? When they could just, kill you and not worry about
I mean, yeah, but they definitely could, Brandon, and that's no fun.
it.
I mean, it would solve most of my problems, but, that's for my therapist to figure out.
Ah, shit.
Yeah. Alright, well, that was my little story time. But,
Yes.
so now, Brandon, I don't know if you'd heard, but there's a little bit of a controversy that was going around TikTok this past week.
That's what we were talking
That's
about.
what we were
Yes.
talking about. Some spicy TikTok controversies.
Yes.
So, the controversy, from what I understand, is there is a couple, a lesbian couple on TikTok,
Uh-huh.
pretending to be sisters, pretty much
Oh.
for the sole
Okay.
purpose of promoting their OnlyFans.
Oh,
Uh,
what the fuck is wrong with people?
so, yeah, so like, I don't, I,
Why?
I don't actually know if they are sisters or not. They don't look
Uh,
like sisters, so I'm going to assume they're not sisters. Their OnlyFans handle is something like it's like not your average sisters or some shit like that. Um,
Okay.
so there's this whole big old debate going on. People getting upset, like, why the fuck would you pretend to be sisters for
Yeah.
OnlyFans, even though it definitely helped their OnlyFans. Like they had an increased amount of traffic, made a lot more money once they started pretending to be sisters. Um,
Yeah.
but so my question, first, let me throw this out there just to be sure. I personally do not think incest is something that should be approved, something that we should ever, dive into. But for the sake of the argument, I will play a devil's advocate and argue the opposite viewpoint. All right. So, Brandon, do you think that we should be so opposed to incest when it comes to same sex or homosexual relationships?
Okay, wait, one more time?
So, basically, do you think that incest should be frowned upon as much as we do when it comes to same sex or homosexual relationships? Because one
I
of
mean,
the major arguments towards homosexuality or incest, not homosexuality, incest, is that it shouldn't be okay because it can cause major defects in the children. But if
yes.
reproduction isn't in the equation, then should we hold it against people?
I mean, yes, because it's just one of those like it's just too fucking weird. Like you, you shouldn't.
Should be banging your sister?
Yes,
I mean, again, yeah, I agree, but a
it's
lot of
not
my
right.
viewpoints are as long as you're not hurting anybody, do whatever the fuck you want. Which, again, you could argue that, well, they're not hurting anybody because they're not going to have kids, so they're not going to, introduce any deformities into the situation.
Uh huh.
So if they're not hurting anybody, could you really say it's a bad thing?
I'm. I mean, it's not necessarily like a bad thing, but it's just a fucking weird thing. Like, I don't know. It's just fucking weird.
I mean, it definitely is a very weird, like, a weird topic, just incest in general, because especially since uh, like, I feel like it used to be a lot more common, and now it's very frowned upon.
Well, yeah.
But I don't know, it's hard to really justify things. I don't know how to say this. Because again, just to reiterate, I also agree with you. I don't think incest should be allowed in like any form.
It doesn't
Um,
fucking matter.
yeah, it doesn't matter on the gender. It just shouldn't be allowed. Uh, but it's hard to find a logical or scientific reason to tell them not to when it's not harming anybody. There's no like downsides. I don't know if I can say it without sound like I'm I'm arguing for incest because I'm not.
What? I mean, it's just one of like those situations where just socially it's very like socially we've come to like, hey, incest is bad.
Yeah,
It doesn't fucking matter if it's two dudes, two girls, or a dude and a girl. It's just bad. It's
yeah,
just
it's just something
gross.
you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, should just fucking avoid that. That
yeah,
just avoid it.
really should. it's just not a good thing all around. I mean, I'm pretty sure it endorses it in the Bible somewhere. I'm not gonna,
Probably.
do any research to prove that, but that sounds like something the
Well, of
Bible would
course not.
endorse.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Isn't that sad that I could just be like, yeah, that sounds like something the Bible would be okay with, and everyone's like,
See?
yeah,
Yeah, sure. Fuck it. Why not?
yeah, the Bible's kind of fucked. Well, so then we'll take it even broader. Do you think that what these people are doing in specific, where they're pretending to be sisters to drive up interest in their OnlyFans, is that a bad thing?
I mean, in in the general sense, yes, but in the like in the view of the adult entertainment industry, it's kind of the fucking norm right now.
Yeah, kind of
So,
is. Yeah, but in porn it's stepbrothers and stepsisters, so you're not blood related.
some of them aren't though.
Yeah, that's true. On that kind of topic, I heard a theory the other day
Uh huh.
about why the step sibling thing has become so popular, and I don't necessarily know if I agree with it, but they were
Yeah.
saying that the reason like porn studios started doing it is
Hmm.
because it's a very easy explanation why two people of the opposite gender would be in the same room,
Yeah,
right?
I can get that.
Like
Yeah.
it's because from the studio executive's mind, you're like, oh, okay, if we just go, oh, they're step siblings, so then we don't have to set up this whole story trying to get them together in a same room. We can just be like, yeah, step siblings in the title, boom, they're in the living room together. That's all you need.
Yeah. I mean that makes too much sense to be bullshit.
Yeah. But so then they they started it just for the ease of production for the porn videos. And now
Yeah.
it's become just a legitimate uh kink
Yeah.
that people are now
It
into
is
step siblings.
yeah, it is weird just for the sole fact of like there's gonna be teenage boys out there that start trying to do that
Start trying to fuck their stepsisters.
because of porn. So like
Yeah,
it's not
that's a
great.
weird time. Weird
Very
time to be
weird.
alive. Hey, but again, despite this being a weird time, that kind of shit was just normal back in the Stone Ages or whatever the fuck. Not even the Stone Ages, like 15th century. Like people are like, oh, you're my cousin? Let's get married.
Right? Yeah, no, just the general like ancient not even ancient but like
I mean,
medieval.
yeah, anything that's not modern civilization, even
Yeah.
still some modern civilization, like I think Mormonism is okay with cousin fucking. Mormons are weird, so that's a whole
Yeah.
other thing.
I mean it's still like it is still a thing, but it is very much less prevalent than
Yeah, that it used to
it
be.
used to be. Yeah, cuz it used to be like nobility would keep it in the blood.
Yeah.
And that's why all of Britain's teeth are fucked up.
Are all incest babies?
Yeah, like that is legitimately part of the reason.
Yeah. Yeah, that would suck. And imagine
Right?
being Britain or being British.
Imagine being British.
Being British.
My God, having
Dude,
fucked up teeth
what is it about
just because you're British.
the British accent that so many Americans just like default to in every situation? Like I personally, anytime during D&D that I'm trying to improvise a character, they
They're
always come off
British.
very slightly British, and I don't intend them to. They just do. Like why?
Well, so on that front of it, because like most like fantasy shows and fantasy like stuff like that,
They're all British.
they're all British
Like,
because that's where because in the time of swords and shields and armor, that's the most prevalent like
yeah,
historical
that's where it all took
region.
place. Interesting. Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
I never thought of that. Yeah,
So
because it all kind of started in England. At least a lot
yeah,
of our
and so
literature.
the yeah, and so I mean, of course, America was bred out of England, but so and like all of our media is just like fucking Game of Thrones. They're all it's all kind of British accents, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a medieval fantasy show. All of like fucking Monty Python. It's all British accents. It's just the prevalent media format of all of this just pushes it. Oh, medieval stuff is British
Yeah, it's British.
because
Yeah.
that's where it happened.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And
Yeah.
so that's why it makes sense that you like that's what you default to.
Yeah. Well, and it's also like a lot of our current culture, like for instance, Lord of the Rings. All the
Yep.
characters in Lord of the Rings have British accents. All
Yeah,
right, and so
because it's a
because it's
fantasy
a fantasy world, yeah,
medieval. Yeah.
and so it's like it kind of is a self-fulfilling prophecy where you're like, oh, you know, fantasy is British, and so then they make all the fantasy characters British, and so that it just fully confirms itself. They're like, oh yeah, you talk about elves, they're very British, all right, and they live in the trees
Yeah.
and they eat crackers, and it's great
You
times.
you talk about dwarves, they're Scottish because that's just what the dwarves are.
Exactly.
And so it's just everything re-solidifies that oh yep, fantasy is British
British, yeah.
or
And I need to
British European.
work on my accents as well, so I can just really get a
Yeah.
good Scottish accent going anytime you guys meet a dwarf. And
Yeah. Unless we meet some frost dwarves and then they should be Russian.
Ooh, racist, but okay.
But some Serbian dwarves.
I, I mean, that would be pretty dank. So.
That'd be pretty great.
Man, I was. What was I watching? I was watching. They did a podcast. I don't know if you know like Critical Role,
Yes.
Dimension 20,
Yeah.
the other one.
I
So
listen to them.
like, um, the DMs from those, Mike or Mercer, Matt Mercer, not Michael, Matt
Yeah.
Mercer,
Yeah.
Brennan Lee Mulligan, and
Yo.
what's the girl's name? God, I feel like such a racist because I don't remember the black girl's name, but I remember the two white dudes' names. Shoot, I did. What's her name? I feel awful, but the the girl. They did a podcast where they were talking about like their GM experiences or whatever,
Yeah.
and they were talking about just the fact that they practice all their voices, and it
Yeah.
shouldn't have come as a surprise to me, right? Like it shouldn't be like, oh yeah, duh, of course they practice all
Yeah.
these voices they do. They're professional dungeon masters is their whole thing. But I was like,
And
it's like shit. I never thought I should probably practice that shit.
you're like, huh, I never thought about
Oh, yeah,
that.
damn, that'd be a smart idea. Fuck.
Oh, like, look at that. Damn.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, no, they and like so I know Critical Role, like everybody on that show is like a professional voice actor.
Yeah, like all the players.
Yeah, yeah.
I know,
And
I
so
almost sold one of my friends on watching Critical Role
yeah,
because Ashley Johnson is the voice actor for Ellie from The Last of Us,
yeah,
and he loves The Last of Us. And I was like, oh, Well, do you want to listen to Ellie play Dungeons and Dragons? Because that's what this is, but even though it's not, but it's I tried.
I mean, but it kind of
It
is.
kind of is, yeah. I don't know. Every time, like, I follow a lot of like D&D subreddits and stuff,
Yeah,
and there's a whole like I guess trope would be the best way to say it about like people like newbies when they come into D&D are they're like, "Oh, I've watched Critical Role and your game is nothing like their game, so you're bad at D&D." But then they don't realize that I mean, Critical Role is a bunch of professionals.
yeah, yeah. No, it's literally all just professional people.
Professional voice actors and just actors in general that so like you could Matt Mercer and Brennan Lee Mulligan are very good DMs, I would say. But
Yes,
a lot of the reason that I think their games go so well is because their players are also like
really good
yeah,
players.
really good fucking players. Like they're constantly improving amongst themselves. They're like, you know, coming up with whole storylines on their own without any interaction from the DM. And so it's like, yeah, of
Yeah,
course the game's gonna go a lot smoother. Like, what are you talking
yeah,
about?
yeah. No, it's because they've all played for years. They're all like, when they pick their character, that's their character. They don't break character.
Yeah, just everything they do is in character, and it's great. And that's what you guys should
Yeah.
do. And y'all are terrible players.
Yes, we're the worst.
Just kidding, y'all are
Hey,
fine.
I like to think I'm one of the better
We
ones.
all suck, but yes, I would say so. Only because you engage
Actually
more.
interact you
Yeah,
with you.
yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
But it's fine. It's I understand the reason why a lot of people don't like to engage because it's you feel very stupid the whole time. You feel
Yeah.
very stupid.
Oh
And
yeah,
it's
absolutely.
and I get it, but that's kind of my entire job as the DM to push all along.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It's fine. But anyways, we talk about D&D all the time. So Brandon, I have
Yes.
another thing that I want to talk about.
Okay.
Let me preface this one with again, I don't agree with anything that this topic is going to be saying. I just find it the cultural difference interesting. Um, so Brandon,
Yes.
the other day I was watching some
Okay.
hentai, as
Okay.
some ought to do. And I stumbled upon this hentai. The title of it was what was it called? It was G Spot Express.
Oh yeah. Sounds like something I need to watch.
Well, maybe.
That's a lot.
So let me throw you the plot of this, and this is one of those. So like me and you have talked about it before. That sometimes you're like scrolling through the hub, and you
Uh,
find something that you're like, it's more interesting than sexual, and so you almost
uh,
kind of you're like, dick in
you're
hand, you're
just
kind of
curious.
yeah, you're like, okay, well now I gotta watch this. So I'm watching this, and it starts off, and it's some dude like finger blasting ladies in a subway car, like in a
Of
packed
course.
subway car. Okay,
Of course. As one ought to
as
do.
one ought to do, and it's very Japanese. Um, in that the whole time the girl is like, oh no, stop it, no, as they do a lot. Oh shoot, and
Hmm.
I was like, okay, yeah, it's not really my cup of tea. But then right after this, it's like a 30-second intro clip. It cuts to a newscast or like a news show that he's watching, and it's like a male
Uh-uh.
news anchor and his female co-lead, and it's dude, it was bad. It was like I was immediately like, okay, I'm done for the day. It was like the news character or the news actor was like today we're going to talk about groping in subway stations, but not not for the groper, but the gropee. News reports show that young women actually really like being molested in subway cars. No matter what they say or do, they actually want it. And I was like, the whole time I was like,
What
oh
the
no! I
fuck?
was like, no!
What the fuck?
It was,
What?
dude. It was like, oh, I fucking hate it. Even like so, like at one point he throws to his co-anchor, who is a woman.
Uh-huh.
He's like,
Uh-huh.
"So what about you? Leanne, whatever the fuck her name was." And he was like, "I bet you just love getting groped in the subway stations." And she was like, "Oh no, I would never." And he's like, "See, guys, she even can't contain herself or some shit over here." I'm like, I hated it. I didn't want it, Brandon. I don't know why it was such a thing, but it really just threw me off.
Yeah, for sure. That's what the fuck.
Because it's just very, like, it's very rapey.
Yeah.
And
so,
this,
so you're just like, and we're
I was like,
done
alright,
now.
yep, I'm gonna
Yeah,
go watch
I'm
some
just gonna
YouTube or something.
I'm just gonna go to bed now. There's no finishing there.
Yeah, but so I once heard somebody talking about, like, the cultural differences between Japan and America when
Mm-hmm.
it comes to, like, porn and stuff like that, is it's considered and again, this is all from my point of view. This could all be wrong, but
Yeah.
it's like in Japan, the woman is expected to not want it. Like
Yeah.
they're expected to be very um, polite and not promiscuous. And anytime any kind of sexual relation starts, they're like, no, this isn't for me. I don't want to do this. Um, but then the man is like, whatever, fuck, we're doing it. And so it's like it's not as, and this was a very or an older looking hentai.
Yeah.
Like it looked
Yeah.
like it was probably from the early 2000s or late 90s or some shit. And
Yeah.
so it's just one of those where like I don't know if it's just hasn't aged well. I mean, it hasn't aged well, but like it's
Of course.
just from a thing of its time, or if it's that's just like the cultural difference between Japan and America. Where in America, I feel like we're a little more accepting of promiscuous women
Yeah.
sometimes, as long as you're not in the Bible Belt. But it's just, I don't know, man. So many hentais are just. That's why I don't watch them very often. Because,
Yeah.
dude, they are just every time I watch one, something about it, I'm just like, ugh. Like, no, that feels wrong.
You're like, this is not for me.
Yeah. I'm like, ugh. One of those again where you just like dick in hand, stop halfway. You're like, all right, well, that's all for me. I'm gonna go to bed now.
That's all, folks.
Like, man, I feel like a shitty human being for even participating in this.
Right? It just makes you feel gross.
Yeah, man, it's fine. It's not fine, but it's what it is.
I mean, just because it's not our culture, I mean,
Yeah, well, because that's even you can get into like age of consent. The age of consent changes so drastically around the world.
yeah,
And so, like, can you look at another cultures whose age of consent is like 13 and be like, yo, you shouldn't do that shit? But then they're like, oh, that's just our culture. Like, so?
dude, what the fuck does that matter? It's wrong in my culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know how to. It's just one of those like I can't. Like I don't have an opinion on it because it's not like part of what I do,
Yeah. I mean, that
but
makes
it's
sense.
also like I know it's not great.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like my argument when it comes to the U.S. interfering with like any other country is like,
Hmm.
do we really need to be doing that? That's a different country. That's not us. Why should we interfere with them at all? Like, as long as they're not, trying to murder us, then just, leave them alone for the most part. Why do we got to be the police of the world?
Right. Yeah, that's just one of the big things that's wrong is like, why are we the police
Yeah.
for no goddamn
Yeah.
reason?
Why is that our responsibility?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But then, Brandon, you start talking to all the baby boomers, and they're like, "Oh, well, one's purpose in life is to improve the world." Like lies.
Shut the fuck up.
You don't know what you're talking about, bitch. I just hate baby boomers as uh,
Well, of
my
course.
basic stance in life.
How can you not?
Just kidding. My grandma's great. All right,
I'm sure your grandma's
she's
alright,
a
but
nice, very nice lady. Little racist. All right. Well, that's just
as they tend to
that's
be,
as
though.
they tend to be.
That's not really it.
Oh man, that's sad but true.
Yeah.
Oh shit. All right. Well, kind of on the topic of kind of like some sexual things. I was reading some like news articles, I guess, about sex robots and how
Uh
they're the
huh.
they're the future of our sexual habits. It's basically like blow up dolls, but just really advanced blow up dolls.
Yeah.
And it was getting to the point where it was like they were very advanced to like I don't know, like they were basically like emulating personalities, and so
Yeah.
one of their selling pitches was, um, you know, this doll could be anything or anyone you want it to be, and they were even like it could even imitate fucking celebrities. And the second they said that, I was like, ooh, okay, yeah, no, not about it anymore, not about it anymore, because there
Yeah.
was um the Futurama episode, great
Hmm.
show, where they have robots that they could just upload personality copies from different celebrities that they had, and the one that they had was Lucy Liu, but it every time I like see shit like that, I'm like, man, that's really weird that people just like want this object that they could just turn into a celebrity so that they could, stick their penis in it for a little bit. This is very
Yeah.
odd, an odd personality for humans to be going through.
Yeah. I mean, it's just that, like, eh, yeah, no, it's very weird. It is. And, like, I get it. Like, everybody has their celebrity crushes or whatever, but they should always just be that. Like, they should never be able to act on it.
Yeah, yeah. Man, I would even go as far as to say celebrity crushes are weird. All right.
Well, they are, but I mean, they're. Uh, I don't know. It's just all weird.
Yeah, it's a very odd situation that humanity has come to, where we're just
Yeah.
kind of like, yeah,
Oh yeah, this is
this is
normal.
normal. Yeah, just be obsessed with who's the new hot shit. I don't know any new actors. Uh,
Uh,
what's the TikTok girl? Charlie Dar or something?
you,
Darcy?
you, she got it more than I do.
What's her fucking name? I don't know. But people just so obsessed with these people. I'm like, God, as the kids say, go
Yeah.
touch some grass. God. You
What?
never heard that? Man,
What
Brandon,
kids say
you
that?
were so out of touch, Brandon. God, old man.
I am a
Uh,
dad.
that's like one of the new sayings on TikTok. Actually, it may be kind of old at this point, but it's like
Go touch
anytime
some
someone's just being
grass.
super thirsty or being super like, being a quote unquote virgin, just like go outside, touch some grass, fucking jeez. Which I think is
Okay.
great, dude. I love I love sayings like just the new every generation, it feels every year we just get a bunch of new dumb
Some dumb
sayings,
shit
and I
sayings,
fucking
yeah.
love them, dude. They're great. They're so good.
Go touch some grass.
I know it's awesome. I mean,
I
it's
mean,
basically just telling people to go outside, but
I'm still stuck in yeet.
God, that was like 40 years ago, Brandon. What the fuck?
You called me a boomer?
Yes.
I'm triggered.
You're like, that's the most boomer shit you've ever said right there.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah, it's fine. We're old already, and we need to accept it,
Oh yeah, 100%.
even though we're not even in our 30s yet. We're so fucking old.
Yeah, we're ancient.
I mean, honestly, though. Um. So, would you bring? You got any other topics? I have kind of some more, but they're a little dumb.
My brain has been so fried all week.
Oh yeah. Oh, how's the new house in the new town going?
I mean, it's not been bad so far. I fucking hate moving, so that's something, but
Yeah. But again, everybody hates moving, so.
yeah.
I mean, but you gotta move, or else, you'll just be stuck in the same apartment like me for the rest of the whole entirety of your life.
Yeah, but I don't really, like moving twice in one fucking year.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Did they? Was your lease up at your current place?
Fuck no.
No.
Work paid to get me out of that though, so
Nice. There you go, boy.
yeah.
I know.
Because
Well,
I was like, no.
yeah. Like I ain't just paying out, a couple months of rent. That's thousands of dollars.
Yeah, I was like, I ain't got that kind of cash on
You
me.
think I'm loaded?
I ain't strapped like
Yeah, fuck
that.
that. I know. Well, I was the other day. I was talking with one of my former coworkers, and he was
Hmm.
telling me about a job that they have that's hiring at the moment, which I have applied for.
Yeah.
And they do travel work, installing and troubleshooting solar panels across the U.S.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah. So he was saying in the past year he's gone to New York, Los Angeles,
Hmm.
uh, South Dakota, and where's the other one? Some other one, some other country or some other state, not country. Um, it's like, yeah, man, it's great. They're paying, like 3 times what you're making now, like $150 a day if you're out of town. Full benefits. I'm like, all right, I'm fucking
You
down.
said,
I said,
sign me
yes. I said, yes, please.
up. Bring it.
I was like, was there a downside to this? Because I'm only hearing benefits.
I'm only hearing bright. I get to
Only hearing
travel the
great
U.S.,
times, exactly.
see some cool
See
shit.
some awesome shit. He said the work is easy as hell because it's like most of it is troubleshooting solar panel systems, which is
Yeah.
all on a computer. There's a helpline, so like if you can't figure it out, you call the helpline, and the helpline will walk you through it. And if the helpline can't figure it out, then you just send it, up the ladder to the next person, and then just call it a day.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck yes.
Are there downsides to
I
this?
was hearing none except for traveling, which I guess some people would consider a downside, but I'm like, fuck no, this is a fucking great ass
That's
time.
fucking
What are you talking
great.
about? Yeah.
Yeah.
I just get to drive around, annoy people in all sorts of countries, except I would have to, get a good laptop.
Darn.
Because otherwise, Brandon, it's just I can't play video games on the road if I don't have a good laptop.
Yeah, that would be the end of the world. Not having a good laptop, not
No,
being able to play
dude,
games.
it would suck. How would you? I mean, especially because we do some travel work for my current job, but our company pays for hotel rooms, but they only ever buy us like one, so we had to share. And it's just so I hate it, dude. I like being stuck in a hotel room with another dude,
Mhm.
and they're all boomers.
Of course.
So they're all just watching, Gold Rush season 48 on Discovery Channel, and I'm just like sitting there scrolling through my phone, bored out of my mind, and I'm like, ugh.
You're like, can we do something?
It's like I want to do anything besides just watch some stupid ass cable network. No one likes cable. It's fine. It's not fine, but it's fine. Well, I have one other thing I want to talk about real quick, but before we do that, I'm gonna go pee real quick. Brandon, entertain the masses.
Uh, oh dang! Now, oh, he's we're missing Nick, and now Jeremy had to go pee, so now I'm over here all by my lonesome. Normally, when one of us has to go pee, there's another person to pick up the slack with. But now, I'm over here all by myself, just having to try to just words. That doesn't work. I'm not good at words. Y'all know this by now. I'm the worst at words. So, like, why would Jeremy do this to me? How dare he? I feel extremely betrayed. This is the most betrayed Jeremy has ever made me feel. So I don't know how I can do this, guys. This is the end of the world. But
Hey, at least
we
there were
just
no
got
almonds.
oh, what a
I know
reference.
that's a
What
reference
a
that literally only me and Brandon will get.
what a fucking reference though. I mean, the video's still there.
Oh, they're still there. Do you ever? So, for those of you who don't know, which is literally anyone that would listen to this podcast, me and Brandon at one point had a YouTube channel
Yes.
where we.
It's still up.
It's still up. It's called the Knights of Social Anxiety. Great ass name. I still like it.
Oh,
Uh,
it's so fitting.
It was great. But basically, it was just a gaming channel. We recorded ourselves doing a couple of gaming videos, commentary over the top, cut them down, and then posted them up there. So I don't know about you, Brandon, but there's still like once a year or once every 6 months or something where I will go back and just watch all of our videos again
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I mean
Yeah.
we made them, so obviously there are humor, but they just
Yeah.
they just crack me up every fucking time. Like I don't care if anybody else thinks they're funny, dude. They just get me every single time. I'm just like, oh man, that's so funny. Fucking love it.
Oh, I know. We're the funniest people on the whole planet.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, definitely definitely had way too much fun editing those videos just because I would get to just off the walls and you can see in the videos, you can see the progression of my editing skills.
Yeah, dude. It's
Like I
because
would learn something new and it would be in every video after that. I
like
would
there
learn
there's
something new and it'd be every
there's
video after
like
that.
one point where we learned how to like key in things so they would move
Yeah, be
across the
like
screen, and so then
dude, I
from
used
then
it
on, yeah, it
so
was just
much.
dudes just things flying across the screen. It was great. Oh man.
I mean, I am still most proud of when you said I'm a wizard, Harry.
Yeah, yeah. Dragging the little hat
The little
on top of
hat
the
and
dude's head.
wizard staff.
Oh man, that was some good shit, dude. It was great.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, it's the best.
If only we were better at it.
If only anybody ever watched our YouTube videos, and then we
Yeah,
would have kept doing them.
yeah. It's fine. We had a great time doing it. So
Oh yeah.
I mean, what's the fucking oh, shoot, I just had it and then I fucking forgot about it. Uh, fuck. The dude, I'm blanking so hard. Holy shit.
My God.
The fucking the video with we were doing BJ plays. Just a
Yes.
great ass name, all right, for
The best name.
and we playing. It was one of some like space game, and we were just like talking about oh, it was Croco Wars or Croco Mars,
Mars. Yeah, Croco Mars.
Croco Mars,
Two Croco Mars 2.
Croco Mars 2. Yes, it was a piece of shit ass game that no one ever would have really played.
Oh
But
yeah.
then we were talking about a video game that someone should have made called Mars Wars. Because it's wars on Mars, but it rhymes.
Mars.
Oh man,
We're
God,
the best.
yeah, we it's fucking stupid ass, fucking stupid ass ideas, but it's fine. Oh shit. Basically, we just need to get Nick to start recording videos with us, and then boom, we can just become professional YouTube players.
Yes. YouTube players?
YouTube players. Well, fuck, even Nicholas had a YouTube channel at one point.
Yeah. He did. We we
That's
all
such a
we all
fucking.
tried to do it.
Everybody wants to do it, honestly. That'd be the fucking dream if
Yeah.
just doing nothing but making videos all day every day.
Yeah.
Be so nice. If only we were that popular.
Yes.
That's
But
why,
unfortunately we're not.
fortunately, we're not. Nope, sadness. I mean, if we actually put in effort and actually, uh, advertised ourselves,
Well,
I
yeah.
think we could do it. I think we're funny people, Brandon, all right? I mean,
I mean,
again,
I
we're
think so
kind of
too.
biased because our humor is our humor, so,
Yes.
but it's fine. I mean, that's, what the fuck there's some YouTube channel that, they recently, I don't remember the name, but they recently started, like, actually popping off, getting popular and whatnot. But the whole time they're like, yeah, it's just because we're so funny, everyone can just recognize our pure talent. I'm like, or it's all the times you guys went on to Reddit and Twitter and TikTok and just shamelessly plugged yourself in every situation.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's kind of a necessity, so I don't hold it against them. But like, oh, you can't just blame it's because you're some prodigy at YouTube.
Yeah. But they're prodigies, Jeremy. They're the
Well,
best. They
are
they
they
are
though?
the absolute fucking best.
Are they though?
Oh, I don't know. I don't even know who the fuck you're talking
I don't
about.
either. I forgot because I like don't really watch them.
Hmm.
It's like two dudes and some chick.
Yeah, nice.
I don't
That's
know.
why they're popular.
Honestly, some titties. Ooh, well, Brandon, that's another interesting topic, or another interesting discussion. Do you think it is wrong for women to use their, I may have talked about this already, but to use their body to become popular on the internet?
I mean, no. Flaunt what your mama gave you.
See, that's my exact opinion of it. Is like, fuck no. Like, why should they feel bad about it just because some dudes think they're hot? Like,
Yeah. Like, you're
If
gonna
I
do it, do
if I
it.
was even semi-attractive, I would have an OnlyFans already. All right, like,
What's stopping you?
I'm ugly as fucking fat. That's basically like the two reasons.
Hey, just make it the truffle exclusive.
Oh God. Hey, some people are into, big fat hairy guys. It's
Yeah, they
mostly
are.
gay men, so that's not really my demographic. But hey,
You could
money
be a
is money.
bear.
I could, I would be a great bear, Brandon. All right, what are you talking about? I don't know. I'm not hairy enough to be a bear. Like I'm hairy, but it's all very pale, like blonde hair, so it's hard to see.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't fit. Also, I'm not domineering enough. Like
Hmm.
I'm too nice to be the big, strong, burly man.
I mean, that's just what you think.
That's kind of what I know. Yeah, very nice, very passive person. Okay.
Sure.
To prove it, just go back to the first story I told where somebody nearly electrocuted me, and I was like, "Ah, you're fine. This mistakes
You're
happen.
good,
You could have
fine, we're
killed me,
good.
but we're cool. It's cool,
It's
lady.
all
It was
good.
cool."
No problems. It's all good.
Like, yeah, I could have died, but no one
Nah,
died.
it's
We're
not a big
fine.
deal. Yeah, nobody died. We're good.
It's fine, Brandon. It's fine.
You just need to just figure out that personality.
How to be a
Yeah,
how to be a dom.
yeah. Because you're not in real life, but I'm sure you could be online.
I mean, I basically am for you guys on D&D night, so because y'all are just a bunch of little children who have to be have to be controlled. Who was it? That was like, oh yeah, I would love to play with you guys, but I would need a babysitter. And I was like, that's my entire job
It's
description
he said
as a DM is,
that's what DMs are.
yeah, I am a babysitter.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh shoot. Well, I don't really have anything else, Brandon. It's almost D&D time.
Yeah, I think this is just gonna be a short
It's
episode
gonna be
this
a
week.
short episode. Hey,
Internet troubles.
if anybody knows anything about BJs, they're pretty fast, all right? Pretty fast. Fast and intense, all right?
Yeah, yeah. Fast and Furious.
All right, well, you have anything you need to wrap up, clear up? I mean, I
Uh,
confessed all of my dirty porn watching habits to you guys, but it's fine.
it's
We all watch the porns.
yeah, it's fine. No,
Yeah.
I'm good.
All right. Well, I hope everybody, as usual, has a great week. Um, and nobody gets, electrocuted or murdered by anything this week. That's always a plus. And we will see you guys all next time. Goodbye.
Bye.